Wicked, 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 wicked. Wicked tones, you know.
Can you imagine? The brand would just like the building where their headquarters is would just go up in flames right now. There's a quote on my hands that you see here. It says walk down another street.
Yep.
Right? So a lot of people that have been following me lately and just issues I've had with some personal relationships, people in my life, a lot of people come to me for advice, let's say, or like a new perspective how to look at stuff, just because I don't see things the way most people see things, and I also don't, I just don't have time for a lot of shit. But that's a concerted effort on my part, that I've eliminated nonsense from my life. Like, I will not put up with nonsense in any way, shape, or form. If I deem something to be stupid or useless or like not counterproductive, it's gone from my life. You could be a person, a thing, like an event, like it's gone. It's erased from me, right? So a lot of people ask me like, oh, one guy literally asked this to me this morning, how did you get to the mindset that you're at now? How long did it take you to get there? And like, what were the steps? And to put a timeline on it, it's like, oh, like April 3rd, 1996, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, it's just an involvement of like living life and going through stuff, having different jobs, being in different like arenas of different jobs, like working in retail or like working security or being a bodybuilder, whatever the fuck it is, right? You develop these mechanisms of how to like navigate your way through those worlds. And it just kind of came to me. What really, the tattoo on my hand is a poem by Portia Nelson. I think it's called the five chapters of my life, like an autobiography. I could be butchering that, I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but it's Portia Nelson, who was like, I guess, a singer back in the day and an actress. She was in like Sound of Music and shit. But I don't know anything about her. Like, this is completely like, I'm not like, oh, she's like this and this. It's like, no, I saw this image on a Google search. I forget what I was searching. It was like tattoos, like a quote for something, or like script. I was looking for a certain type of script, and this image popped up with like a scribbled kind of picture of her. Someone's like scribbled interpretation of like what her face looked like, and then over it was the poem. And it was just broken down into like, it was just all in writing, right? So you guys and girls can look that up. I'm not gonna run down the whole poem for you and waste 10 minutes of this video. But the basic overarching thought of the poem is this: she laid her life out in 5 chapters. Five very concise chapters. And basically the message of the poem is to stop repeating destructive behavior. So by the time you get to the 5th chapter, that starts off with the first chapter is, I walk down a street, I see a hole, I can't avoid it, I fall in the hole, I'm stuck here, I don't know how to get out, I'm lost. And then the next chapter is like, I'm walking down the street, I see a hole, I fall in it, this time I know how to get out. It's like this progression of this person walking towards something that's imminent danger, falling in, and then finally realizing by the 5th chapter, I'm just gonna walk down another street. I'm not gonna keep going down the same road where this issue is, where I have to avoid it or I have to get over it or overcome it. And that's why I got the tattoo on my hand, just because it was like reminding myself, like, there's no need to stay in situations or stay in relationships or friendships or anything like that if it isn't serving you to be a better person, right? Like, there's always another way to do stuff. There's always another path to take. So why don't we just take that? And that's how I am with working out too. So people are like, oh, you're oversimplifying stuff, or you're saying this or that, or the words you use are wrong. The words I use help me understand what I'm doing better, and they help literally convey the message better to people I actually train. So I'm actually training people here, guys. I'm not sitting here like you on the internet who's just like thinking of like, how could I sound really scientific if someone was to ask me one day how to do something? No, I'm here every day training 5-6 people, and I have to convey an idea. They don't know what their humorous is, other than it's their funny bone, but they probably couldn't point to where it is, right? So I'm going to speak them in a manner that's the most efficient and the most simple. So keep it simple, stupid. The KISS formula is the best thing you can do in life. It's the best thing you can do in terms of like thinking about walking down another street. Like, avoid the shit that you don't need in your life, confront the stuff that you do need to confront, and only care about what you care about. There's no need for you to care about other shit and get wrapped up in other people's opinions of you, what other people are doing. That's why, like, I don't watch other influencer people or fitness people shit on YouTube. I don't. The only people I talk to in this industry on a concentrated basis is the guys on Bro Chat. Aside from that, I'm not speaking about this industry once I leave this gym. And I'm not even speaking about it when I'm in the gym, really, because I'm training people and helping them get better at building their physique, which has nothing to do with the bodybuilding world. Zero to do with it. Like, if I tell my random client, Pat, let's say, or fucking another client of mine, like Israel, if I'm like talking to them about like, yeah, you know, I just really think that like Big Ramy needs to bring up his lats, because I mean last year they weren't there, and like I think if he can bring up his rhomboids and his lats, they're like, I just want to work out here, bro, and look better for my wife or my girlfriend, like, you know, like go to the beach in the summer and feel cool, right? So it's just, that's kind of like where the mentality started from, and it kind of carried over into training. It was just like, I don't want to be the guy who trains people and is bombarding you with jargon. There's my boy. And then so it's come to that, right? And I think more people can find that way of being in their life. Like, not that it's just an overnight process, but the quicker you can get to, if you guys read the fucking 5 chapters, the quicker you can get to that 5th chapter in your life and have yourself living in that 5th chapter for the length of your life, watch how happy you'll be. Because most of you are living in chapter 1 or 2. Some of you are evolving to 3 or 4, but you're still making these mistakes. You're still fucking being hyper impressionable. You're still getting duped. You're still feeling like you owe people things. You know what I mean? Like all this stuff that's like holding you back from just being who you are and doing what you want to do. And it's scary, right? But you just got to do it, because on the other side of fear is the life you actually want to live, right? So that was fucking deep.